More than 20 years ago, Jim Collins published his landmark book, Good to Great, which was a longitudinal study of top performing companies, companies that outperformed the competitors in their space by a factor of 10 to 1, these 10x companies. And what his book did is it sought to identify the common characteristics of these 10x companies. One of the identifying factors that he saw in all of the companies that made it on his short list was really the reality that they kept it pretty simple. They had three questions they relentlessly came back to. What are we passionate about? What can we be best in world at? And what will drive our economic engine? You know, many of us that follow this podcast are leaders of faith. And I think these are three great questions. I think we can also flesh these questions out a little bit more. What are we passionate about? In other words, what do we believe God has called us to do? What can we be best in world at? And maybe what can we do to bring the best of our gifts to the world that God's put in front of us? And then what will drive our economic engine really is the question of stewardship. How can we be the best stewards of the resources God has entrusted us to? Fellow leaders, and particularly leaders of faith, how are you doing at answering those three questions? Dr. Andy Neely for the Neely Leadership Group.